Welcome to the Temple of Flame. On today, Faithful Acolytes, we take a look at this. And what this is from Barnacle Foods, it is the Alaskan Bullwhip kelp and piri-piri hot sauce, fire, flavor, and umami. I don't know about that. All right, so again, cool stuff here. I just really hate this formatting. It just kind of makes me, it just makes me go, ugh. But I mean, it's all cool information, but just the way it's presented, I'm not a fan of. All right, so we've got here Alaskan bull kelp, which I believe is in their habanero sauce. We've got water, vinegar, tomato paste, vegetable oil, garlic, salt, piri-piri way in the back, and then xanthan gum. Yummy xanthan gum. And of course, because of the oil in it, we get a certain smoothness, but it also, this is not as bad actually as some of the others that I've had, but it does clot up in the neck a bit. Garlic is very forward on this in the flavoring here. You can see it's this very nice light orange looking color. I mean, color's fine. Color looks not bad. And of course, seaweed or nori tends to be fairly prominent as far as umami goes. I'm not super familiar with the Alaskan Bullwhip variant, but I presume that most seaweeds are high in umami. Of course, we've got some garlic and salt and so on as well in there. And it's an interesting idea here. What doesn't really show up a whole bunch is tomato, other than the color here. So with that aside, let's get into it. It's very grainy. It's a very grainy sort of sauce here. It's almost like you can kind of taste the oil a tad. It's very bizarre. Piri-piri way in the back. I don't think piri-piri is a very forcefully flavored pepper as it goes. And with it tucked away in the back like that, it doesn't necessarily deliver a whole gigantic heat charge either. So I looked, well, I'll grab you in a minute. So I looked on the website because I don't know what they had in mind for this. And this is a sauce where if you've engaged with any of the content here of the blog, you know that I am very interested in experiencing exotic or unusual or just new to me ingredients. Like I like that a lot. Alaskan Bullwhip, I did have obviously in the other hot sauce as well, but this one I was like, I might as well give it a go. I think this is the entirety of their sauce lineup, this one and the other one. The other one was the Sauce of the Year Canada for 2025. This one is not, very much not, a Sauce of the Year Canada for 2025. All right, so there is, one of the things they said was seafood, and particularly Alaskan halibut. And I went, well, okay, where am I going to find that? And there is Arctic Circle is a restaurant chain that is primarily on the west coast of the United States. So I think like from Wyoming west. And they have Alaskan halibut on their menu. And I went, all right, we'll get that. So I got myself a little 3-piece here of, don't need any of this. And here's what we got. Let's break one open and have a look at it. Let's break this one up. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Wow, that is gorgeous. Wow. I almost got their halibut sandwich, but I opted to just kind of go with these, I don't know what to call these, pieces, I guess. The fish is excellent. It just really, I feel like I'm tasting the oil a lot here. And I'm not so much a fan of that. Definitely garlic is in the mix. There is a sort of umami to it. This is not particularly nori heavy to me, though. Or maybe there's a difference in those hot sauce or in those seaweeds. I don't know. I don't know, but I do know I'm not overly fond of this sauce. Prior to cracking it open, like I've agitated this a lot. Agitate a little bit more. We'll throw a little bit more on here. These fish fingers or fish batter fillets or whatever they call them, completely fantastic. I've never actually had these before. Usually I have other stuff there. This is the first time I've had these. They are tremendous. And there's very little hot sauce here. All in all, this is really kind of a I guess for me it's kind of an odd creation. I could see where it would work on like sandwiches though. Maybe. And I almost got the fish fillet sandwich to check. This honestly though is a sauce I sort of struggled playing around with it, trying to figure out where to put it. And the heat is just so very low. Like, is oil and garlic the flavor profile they were wanting? That is by far the two most dominant flavors here. I am getting a little bit of a pickup now of a little bit of heat. Not a great amount, but these are just such, these are so good. I gotta be honest. I have to be honest with all of you. I always am, and I have to be. Adding this sauce to these fish chunks here, unfortunately, downgraded these notably. I'm so sad to say that. I like the idea. I like the idea of the kelp in hot sauce. I think that's actually a really valid idea. I like tomato. I think tomato can be used really, it isn't here, but it can be used really effectively in hot sauce. Personally, I would have chosen another pepper other than piri piri, because for the simple fact that I don't think piri piri is a especially flavorful pepper. And what flavor is there tends towards the bitter a bit, but if my theory with this sauce is that it will be a lot better if I actually heat it up. So if I were to make it into, maybe cook with it, possibly, or at least have it warmer when I consumed it. And I've had it at room temperature, and I've had it now refrigerated. Well, I've had it refrigerated a few times. And the reason I'm not going to do that is when I had it at room temperature, it was a whole lot less palatable to me than it is right now chilled. Chilled, I think, is the best, for me anyway, that this sauce gets. So I can appreciate them using an unusual or an exotic ingredient. I really do. I appreciate that quite a lot. But the whole point of adding any condiment, any seasoning to your food is to not get diminishing returns. And unfortunately, that is my overall impression of what this one is doing. And it just, I'm not clicking with this thing after about half a bottle of it. And for my palate, I'm pretty sure at this point that I'm not going to. But it was still fun to try. And like I said, their other sauce, the habanero, was a sauce of the year contender, which is, if you look at all the sauces on the blog, there's well over, at the time of this filming, there's over 600 of them. And if you look at how less than 5% are ever in contention for sauce of the year. Actually, maybe make that around 5% total. And that number keeps ticking down as I keep adding reviews to the blog. I mean, the flavor isn't bad or awful or unpalatable. Well, not hugely palatable, but it's not awful to the point where I just want to throw it through a window. It just is not a sauce that connects with me actually at all. And honestly, oil in sauces, I don't love. That's the one ingredient that I see sometimes in sauces. It always sort of gives me pause. I mean, it never quite stops me, but it's one of those ingredients that I kind of look at and I'm like, this is going to be one of those. And unfortunately for me, this is one of those. So that was the Barnacle Foods Alaskan Bullwhip hot sauce. Number 4. In peace, to serve the flame.